Good morning. This is day 4 of our girls trip. Can you guess where I'm going to today? Welcome, Your Royal Highnesses. I'm Carol, and you're watching Walt Disney World Adults Only. I'm here at the beautiful Animal Kingdom Lodge. There's only a few birds out here. We had some giraffe earlier this morning, and I did see the wildebeest coming out of the enclosure over there to the left. But it's always a beautiful day when you can walk out of your balcony and see this beautiful view. The animal, oh, I see a keeper over there in the background as well. The animals in this savanna tend to come out, I think, late afternoon. I tend to see wild numbers of them in the afternoon here. So we've been trying to get back in the afternoon just to relax a little bit. Today is, I think, a pretty easy day. We're going to Epcot, obviously, with my buddy Figment. And got group 11 for Guardians of the Galaxy. We'll hang around Epcot for a while, look at that Festival of the Arts, see what we can dig up there. And then we have dinner at Storybook Dining tonight at Artist Point. So come along, see what crazy stuff we get into. Should be a pretty low-key, except for the fact that Epcot is where the Avocado Margaritas are. So we'll see how early I start with one of those. So Lee and I just finished eating at Boma. Breakfast. We had dinner last night at Boma and now breakfast. Breakfast was phenomenal. I love grilled tomatoes, were delicious. The scrambled eggs with chives were wonderful. Even the pork sausage, sometimes pork sausage can be some grizzle in it. This was very, very tender. The bacon was nice and crisp. And then we get to the bread pudding. So last night, and I've never eaten like dinner than breakfast to really compare it that closely. The bread pudding last night with the vanilla bean sauce was good. The French toast bread pudding with the vanilla bean sauce, and a trick I learned from a cast member, used the pecan praline dipping sauce on top of that as well, was phenomenal. Lee, what did you think?
Well, I had a little bit of that bread pudding too, but I went for the sticky bun, which was fabulous. Great food memory for me. Best I've had in many, many years, with all those pecans and glaze and sugar. It was just wonderful. I also liked the scrambled eggs with the goat cheese and the chives. It was perfect, not too dry, not too moist. It was wonderful. So the only thing that's too bad that they can't do is the croissants are cold. A warm croissant would be really nice. And they're small croissants, so they're very nice. But everything was delicious. Their fruit salad too is wonderful. It's a little bit of grapefruit, a little bit of papaya, a little bit of avocado, and it's just a really nice little fruit dish.
And we're going to have a debate about breakfast lasagna versus the bread puddings, but our bus is here, so we'll have to do that in a minute. The bread pudding, breakfast lasagna debate. Lee, which is your favorite?
Well, I sort of liked the lasagna, breakfast lasagna, at the Crystal Palace. It had bananas, it had some custard, and some really moist bread pudding underneath it. And it was like a little bite of each one. It was sweeter, it was richer, but I think I sort of like that one better than Boma's.
Sacrilege.
I know.
So I like the presentation of the breakfast lasagna. We saw it when it first came out, and it had pieces of strawberries and bananas and confectionery sugar, so it definitely is prettier than the French toast bread pudding at Boma. But taste-wise, I didn't like the combination of the bread and the custard. It's not like a custard donut that you bite into and expect that custard. It was harsher, thicker, more dense than a donut, so I just didn't like the combination of the two. The French toast bread pudding, however, and I don't know how on earth you think it's sweeter if you put the vanilla bean and the pecan caramel praline sauce on it. There's no way anything can be sweeter than that.
Well, I ate it without all of that, so
Okay,
I guess
so
that's the big difference.
So I guess you're forgiven, but
Yeah.
I'm still right.
Well, I ate instead the sticky bun, and I
Okay.
have to say that was pretty awesome too.
All right, I'll give you that one.
So.
So Festival of the Arts, pretty decoration. They have a paint by number mural over there. Construction going on. Sounds good. We're here till 4. I'll be done before then, I hope.
Your knees will be for sure.
Yes, absolutely. We go the whole row, and then we do the other row, and then the top row they walk. Good thing you have nice knee cushions to kneel on.
Yes, they're very helpful. 39 days of the festival.
I would think that would be the most important part for your comfort.
You know, it's a good idea to have, but there have been a couple times when I've forgotten to bring them.
Oh.
You do fine. Because we're basically used to it anyhow. And sometimes it gets in the way.
These are beautiful.
Thank you so much.
Pretty sign. Again, I love the big paint tubes that they have as decorations here. It's a Monday. It's not horribly crowded. I am happy. Avocado Margarita. Excellent. Never disappoints. Always my favorite margarita. Lee, how was Guardians of the Galaxy?
Oh my gosh, it was so exciting. I mean, the entranceway is sort of calm and cool, and then you get in the ride and you're just like racing through space, going sharp turns and going down, and the music is great, and it makes you really get into the ride, the music. So I actually didn't hear all the banter for all the characters because I was into the music and the ride and looking at the graphics and stuff, but you feel like you're zooming through space. It's so much fun. But it's you know, more intense than a lot of the other rides that I've been on. Certainly more intense than Passage of Flight or even the Seven Dwarfs and stuff. But yeah, definitely a lot of fun. Over almost too quickly. You're like, whew, but you're breathless when you get off, boy.
And Sue and I opted not to ride the ride. I'd had a huge breakfast at Boma, and that just would have been really embarrassing. But I walked through the queue up until the point of where you get on the ride. And for those of you who do have motion sickness, it's worth it getting the virtual pass, going through that queue. Right before they put you in the car, you can just tell them you were visiting, and they just take you to the exit, which is the exit that after the ride everybody comes out. So you got to see a lot of the pre-story and then experience some of the effects without any motion sickness. So again, if you are one of those with motion sickness and just say, you know, I'm not doing it at all, it's worth it for the pre-show. The margarita disaster. We're at Epcot, walking along, a big gust of wind comes and blows my ears backwards. I reach for it with my hand that has the margarita in it. I had green, and not from riding Guardians of the Galaxy, because I didn't do that. I had green all over my jacket. Saved the ears, lost half of my avocado margarita. I guess I'll have to go back and have another. Tonight we ate at Storybook Dining at Artist Point, and it was a blast. They line you up sort of in groups when they bring you in, so you're escorted in, and they sort of point out the evil queen who is in perfect character and tell you that she will summon you when it's your turn to meet her. They really have it down pat because they're bringing everybody the same appetizer and the same dessert. So they have to get a drink order and a main course order. So that makes things move a lot faster. I had the peach something, I don't know, Leah's sleeping. We had the same thing.
Brew of peaches.
Brew of peaches. She woke up to tell me that. Brew of peaches, and it was very nice. They put like a glazed sugar on one side of the glass to sort of represent like a creme brulee, and it was bourbon, and it was very, very delicious. Sue had the wicked apple that was light and refreshing. Both Sue and I had the pork shank, as our entree, which melted in your mouth. This is the second time I've had it. I've never been disappointed. It's probably not a go-to for everybody on the menu because there was prime rib, which Lee had, and some other choices, but I've had that twice now, and it literally, you could eat it with a spoon. You don't even need a fork to pull it off the bone. It was delicious. Our server was wonderful. We raved about the mushroom bisque soup, which come in little tiny cauldrons, and she brought us more, as well as these big pastry things, and said the secret is to dip that in the mushroom bisque, and she was right. Together they were delicious. There was shrimp that was tasty, nothing spectacular with the shrimp, and a turkey meatball that I thought was okay. My husband makes better turkey meatballs, but it was a nice appetizer. For dessert, this is my first time I've been there since they reopened after COVID. They really upped their desserts a lot. So the poison apple, I remember last time it was almost like a Sour Patch Kid, this really sour tasting thing. And this poison apple had a chocolate ganache inside with just a little bit of sour in the top part under a nice red candy coating. That was really delicious. Then there was the Miner's something, which Miner's hat maybe, and that was sort of a, I don't want to say gelatinous, but it was a mousse, but a very loose mousse, so it sort of moved around, and it had a little purple frosting and a little purple Miner's hat, so, you know, me and purple. That was really good. And the third one was the gooseberry tart. Elderberry tart. Except it didn't look like elderberries. It looked like gooseberries. Because elderberries are small and dark blue, and these looked like little miniature grapes. So whatever it was delicious. It was warm and tasty. And then they bring you the hunter's surprise or hunter's gift, which they open a box that must have dry ice in the bottom because it's all smoking, and they pull out 3 dark chocolate hearts for you. So the food was phenomenal. The characters, Dopey was wonderful. Grumpy took Grumpy to a new level. Every time somebody dropped a fork or something, he just threw up his hands in exasperation. Very grumpy, but the evil queen stole the show. Snow White, very sweet, but evil queen. My shirt had a picture of the evil queen, half evil queen and half old crone. So when we went up for the picture, she said, oh, we need to cover that. We don't need to see that. And she threw her arm with her big purple arm sleeve hanging down and covered the crone part. So that couldn't be seen. And she noticed my ears with the evil queen on top and the poison apple. And she's like, well, you must be a fan of mine. I said, of course. She goes, well, that's how it should be. So it was a lovely experience. Then we took the bus to Epcot. We're going to watch Harmonious. Lee went back to the resort. Sue and I rode Soarin' and Living with the Land and got a perfect spot right in front of the big giant donut, soon not to be there when Harmonious goes away. And this was Sue's time ever watching it, and she really loved it. Both of them are really tired tonight, so you've only got me. Tomorrow we are at Animal Kingdom, and we are doing Caring for Giants and Up with Rhinos. Up close with rhinos, not up with rhinos. So that will be an exciting day. Hope you come along for tomorrow's adventure. And if you like this vlog, please give it a thumbs up. Click that notification bell once you subscribe so you know when all videos land. Last but not least, never grow up.